When we are unwell, we go to a doctor and the doctors take care of our health and make sure that we bounce back in the best of our health. Sometimes even doctors need to go through a process, not just for their health, but for their wealth as well. Recently, I had the privilege of addressing a group of doctors in the same language that they use in terms of helping them unearth what they need to do about their own wealth. If you have something that you want exclusively towards your retirement plan, then do fill up the form that is given in the description and we will come back to you with a customized retirement plan only for you. This is an exclusive offer only for this year end. Do take it up and get a customized retirement plan exclusively to work for you. Here are the 5 steps towards diagnosis and treatment of your finances, inspired by the doctor community. First, what is called history taking. When we enter a doctor's cabin, the doctor first asks us about who we are, what is our age, height, weight. They look at what kind of a profession do you have. Do you sit in a desk inside an AC cabin, or are you in sales out on the field meeting people? So they get a lot of data about our daily life activities. This is what we call a history taking. The history taking helps the doctor understand your persona, the kind of elements that you are exposed to, so that they can better understand the kind of illness that you would have. Similarly, in the investing world as well, when you as an investor gets exposed to a financial advisor, we want to know a lot about you. We want to understand how you have been managing your money. What is your family background? Are you a single person? Are you married? Do you have children? Are you living in a joint family? What is the nature of your personal life? A lot of questions relating, not necessarily all of them financial, but just to understand the perspectives, to understand who you are, the person you are. This is very, very important. History taking is a very integral part of understanding both the patient for the doctor as well as the investor by the financial advisor or the mutual fund distributors. What is the chief complaint? When you go to the doctor first asks, what is that you're suffering from? How was your sleep yesterday? Did you eat well? Did you have a good motion? All those questions about your daily life, because he is interested in knowing what is your problem. Similarly, when you go to a financial person, he is looking at what is that you're investing towards, or what is that you're saving towards. Is it towards your retirement goal? Is it towards your child's education? Is it towards a certain other objective that you have in mind? So the whole concept is to understand what the investor is looking for. Common terminology of doctors is history of presenting illness, HOPI as it is called. This looks at what are the current symptoms that the patient is undergoing and what is the past experience of similar symptoms. Similarly, when it comes to the investing line, we are interested in understanding what are the current inflows, current income and expenditure lifestyle of the investor. Where are all the money going today? Apart from expenditure, where are the savings happening? Where are the investing happening? Where are the other aspects of his money going on? We're also interested in the past experience investor has had, good and bad, especially bad. Have you invested in stock market, lost money and pulled out money? If so, why, when and how? This gives us a very clear perspective of the temperament of the investor so that he or she can be guided well into the future. Like I mentioned earlier, we want to know the age, the marital status, other aspects. In fact, the doctors would also ask if there are genetics in the family. Are we genetically predisposed to certain illnesses like diabetes, etc., etc.? Are there hereditary issues? Similarly, we're also, when we are talking to the financial side of people as investors, then we need to disclose what are the items that come from history for us in terms of inheritance. Is there anything that we are likely to get, have got, etc., etc., etc. To give a small example, we have kind of taken a classic case of a 35-year-old person's retirement plan who is retiring at the age of 60 and who intends to live to the age of 85. That means post-retirement, 25 years of his life he needs to provide for. And for the example, we have assumed that he needs 50,000 rupees. That's his current lifestyle, current cost of the basics. How does one go about diagnosis? What we are going to talk about later in the video. Stay tuned. After looking at all these aspects, we come to the part of what we call the diagnosis. The diagnosis says, analyzing all the data that you have given so far and the symptoms that are present, the doctors will give you a recommendation of a certain treatment. Similarly, in the context of a financial side, we, based on all the data you have shared so far, will give you what is called a financial plan or a goal-based investment document. The goal-based investment document will address all your stated needs in terms of how you need to be investing and how that investment would work towards your long-term goals. Of course, in both cases, it is only indicative. It doesn't guarantee that you will either get well from your illness or you will reach your goal. These are indicative. In both cases, it is abound with uncertainties, so we can't obviously use the word guarantee, but you will be approaching in the right direction based on this. Now, coming back to the retirement calculator, which we spoke a little while earlier. So as we said, we're looking at 50,000 per month, 6 lakhs of annual cash flow for the person when he retires at the age of 60. Now, today's value is 6 lakh, becomes almost 20 lakhs by the time he retires at 60 because of the factor called inflation. Inflation is assumed to be 5%, therefore it kind of builds your expenses on a year-on-year basis. To achieve 20 lakhs, you will need to create a corpus at that point in time. When you retired, you must have a corpus of almost about 4 crores. If you have 4 crores when you're age 60, then there will be enough momentum for you to spend this 20 lakhs. And this 20 lakhs also continues to grow thereafter because inflation does not stop ever, it continues. And to achieve this 4 crores from the age of 35 to 60, over the next 25 years, one needs to put aside about 21,000 rupees every month in terms of an investment. If one were to look at investing 21,000 over the next 25 years on a month-on-month basis, yielding about 12%, you will quite easily make your 4 crores of corpus. That is what will be the financial plan document that the investment advisor would give you, very similar to what the doctor will give you in terms of a treatment plan. Third step is the treatment plan. Now, in case of a doctor, he will prescribe a set of medicines that one needs to take. Everything the doctor will prescribe and advise you how to take them. Similarly, the investment advisor will also give you an investment plan that will look at how much you should allocate into what assets. Should you be doing an SIP? If you're doing an SIP, how much should go into what kind of funds based on your risk temperament, so on and so forth. That's how the investment advisor will be giving you a treatment plan. We've looked at a decent retirement plan as we spoke. 21,000 is what you need to create. And if you did that to the age of 60, from 61 to 85, you have the ability to draw 20 lakhs per annum and growing up by inflation by 5% every year till your age of 85. Now, I want to take a brief moment in the investment world, talk about the concept of power of compounding. And here we talk about 8, 4 and 3. Let us say you are investing 30,000 rupees every month into a particular investment that is yielding you 12% per annum return. Then it takes you 8 years to create your first 50 lakhs of corpus. 8 years is quite long. You need to be disciplined to get there. But believe me, it's the most difficult journey of an investor. The first 8 years is a very, very difficult period for an investor because staying course without getting distracted, without getting the eyes out of the goal is very, very difficult. But if you make that 8 years happen, the next 4 years is relatively simple. So the next 50 lakhs will happen in the next 4 years. Wow. In just half the time, you will make the next big amount. And thereafter, the next 50 lakhs will only take you 3 years more. So 8-4-3, the rule of 8-4-3 says the first 50 lakhs takes 8 years. The next 50 lakhs comes in half the time, 4 years. And in fact, by the 20th year, every year, if you continued the same journey, you will be adding another 50 lakhs to your corpus. Isn't that fantastic? And this is exactly what we call the power of compounding. Using an unknown friend called time, we multiply our money. In fact, if you see the graph that we have, at the end of the day, at the 20th year, 24th year, out of the corpus that you have, almost 94% is the returns. Only 6% is your money. 94% of the money that you have as your corpus is from the returns that are multiplied within the corpus. That's the power of compounding, which means that the longer you stay invested in good investments, especially mutual funds or equity, the better the returns will be. But I warn you, what looks simple is not easy. It requires a separate amount of grit and discipline to make it happen. But if you did, you deserve to be wealthy. Just as doctors advise you to take vaccines, wear your mask, wash your hands frequently, in case of investments also, there are some precautions you need to take. You need to ensure that the proper risk profile assessment is being done, which we will do for most investors. Also, it's important to have an emergency corpus that is created separate of your long-term investments, so that should you need money in the short term, you can always access it and then kind of keep going ahead with it. So these are all simple precautions that one need to take while investing one's money for long-term goals. And of course, the fifth step of the 5-step process in diagnosis is review. Any doctor will call you back after 10 days or 15 days to make sure that the medicines have worked and you're back to your feet and it's working for you. Similarly, a review of your financial information is also a must. Maybe every 6 months, maybe a year, maybe quicker, depending on the nature of your investments. But at least an annual review is very, very important to understand how your investments are faring. Are they taking you towards the goalpost that you're looking at in the manner in which you want, is the question you need to answer. This is a video that we believe is a tribute to the doctor community, and we believe we can pay back all the debt of gratitude that we owe to them by giving them a similar kind of service that they offer us in the wealth domain. It's wealth care for healthcare. Do fill up the form that is given in the description, and we will come back to you with a customized retirement plan only for you. This is an exclusive offer only for this year end. Do take it up and get a customized retirement plan exclusively to work for you.